Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. As promised, OG's back, and we are doing the rewatch of Star Wars Rebels. I gotta be honest, probably one of the most underrated Star Wars properties there is.
Yes.
Man, of course, this is a rewatch. If we haven't seen it, we're gonna be spoiling the entire season one. And
Mm-hmm.
man, I told Tony like 2 seconds ago that I have almost finished watching the entire series. This has been one of the more enjoyable rewatches that I've had. I usually don't watch stuff more than once or twice,
Right.
and because I just be getting bored with something, I keep it moving. But this man, this has been a real good reintroduction to a lot of these characters, and
Mm-hmm.
just the the original vision that they had with doing animation on
Yeah.
on the Disney side, because this started on Disney XD. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Back
Mm-hmm.
in like 2015 or 2014 rather. And yeah, man, this has been a great rewatch.
Yeah. Same here, man. Yeah. Going through the first season and everything, I was like, man, this is really good. I wonder, watching this and going through going starting to go through the second time now. This we in about this season one. I kept saying to myself, was this George original plan or not? And then also, was this Dave's, Filoni plan as well? But having Rebels, in my opinion, along with everyone know Clone Wars is an essential watch, to deal with the prequel stuff, and also leading up to some things in the sequel, what I'm saying, the sequel trilogy as well. This is a very vital part as well, especially for stuff that's getting ready to come up and could possibly come up later on in movies in the future. So
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
not on Rebels, you need to get on it. And I say that by saying we know there is one more Star Wars movie, at least one more coming out with after Rise of Skywalker. So I'm wondering, is that going to have anything to do with this? But let's get into it, bro.
yeah. So we start off with on Lothal, and Lothal is a planet that is like it's basically like this series Tatooine. Like this is like the
Yeah.
focal place. They always come back to this location. And go
One quick
ahead.
thing before you even go further. I want to, for people who haven't seen it and they're just watching this right now, this takes place 14 years after Revenge of the Sith and 5 years before A New Hope.
Yeah, five
So
years. Yeah,
yeah,
5 years
so
be
just wanted to,
yeah,
just for some people
yeah.
who are wondering what the, I'm
Yeah,
saying,
what
what
this is on the
timeline we're sitting.
timeline. Thank you. That
Yeah.
was very informative of you.
You're
All
welcome.
right,
Yes, sir.
so this here's the crew. So we have Kanan
Mm-hmm.
Jarrus, aka Caleb Doom.
Mm-hmm.
He is a Jedi, and he was survived Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
His master didn't. We
Yeah.
have a Twi'lek pilot, Harrison Dula, who
Mm-hmm.
is amazing on that. We have Garazeb Aurelius, aka Zeb. He is a
Mm-hmm.
Lasat. It's like five of
Mm-hmm.
them left. Um,
Yeah.
we also have a Mandalorian because Mandalorians are cool. Sabine Wren,
Mm-hmm.
House
Mm-hmm.
Wren shows up in this. House Wren also showed up in the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And who else we have? Oh yeah, we have basically the main character of this show in what's that little boy's
Ezra.
name? In Ezra
Ezra
Bridger.
Bridger.
And
And don't forget, I just
oh,
want to give this out real quick.
I ain't gonna forget him. Oh, Chopper
The
style.
Chopper. We'll talk about, man, psychopath, but continue.
Yo, that's what I wrote on my description.
Yeah.
The psychopath Chopper. Psychopath
Yeah.
George Chopper.
Yeah. Like
That's exactly what I wrote.
I'm wondering, was Chopper made with some battle droid parts or also possibly some assassin droid? Chopper is a psychopath and the nut and
Yeah.
don't care that he's a psychopath.
No, he's a mess. So
Yeah.
here's the basis of the series of season one. So we have our reluctant hero is going to be really Kanan, and then we
Mm-hmm.
have the unlikely person that's going to be a hero is going to be Ezra. Hera Syndulla is such a well written character,
Oh yeah.
and just the because she's like the glue of everything. She's the voice of
Mm-hmm.
reason. She's the
Mm-hmm.
mother. She
Mm-hmm.
is the she is of course ends up being the girlfriend. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, well, but you kind of see that in season one, but kind of it's like this,
Yeah.
is she is she type situation going on.
Yeah.
And then you have Sabine, who's just blowing stuff up all the time. And you have Zeb is going to be like the muscle of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And man, first episode, we got Ezra. He's trying to steal stuff. He's basically a thief on Lothal, trying to make his way because we found out later on his parents died, and he ends up stealing stuff from that. They went on a mission. So the ghost crew went on a mission, and he
Mm-hmm.
ends up interrupting their mission. And Kanan is
Right.
like, yo, this little kid actually may be worth something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool just to see like how Ezra gets saved by the ghost crew. You know what I'm saying? And then they
Mm-hmm.
end up going to saving some Wookiees that were captured. Like a whole lot of stuff happened in the first two episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a whole lot happened in these first two episodes. You get to see, you know, you get to see how the Empire is affecting the world of, what I'm saying, of Lothal. And Lothal isn't like a military base or anything. Like the Empire mainly use Lothal for resources more than anything. They're kind of draining the planet of the resources, and of course have imperial law on the people, and they're just like, yo, we're sick of this, blah 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 blah. You find out later on that even Ezra's parents, even as he was younger, they were hellified against the Empire, and we're at this point, say at this point now. And like you said, it comes to where Ezra is just like, look, man, I am just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm trying to survive, and every once in a while, stick it to the Empire.
basically.
Stick it to the Empire about how everything went. I'm under the radar. The Empire really don't know anything about me. If stuff comes up missing, they're just like, yo, what the hell happened here or whatever. Leave me alone. And I'm used to doing things on my own. I'm not used to helping people. If I do help people, I'm doing it for a reason. Like what happened when the Empire basically were going to the fruit stand guy. They tried, what I'm saying, in the first episode, they was trying to take his stuff, and somehow Ezra was able to sneak a comm link from one of the Empire people, and he made like a false report or call, and they left the guy alone at the fruit stand, and Ezra helped the guy, and the guy was like, thanks man, blah blah blah. And Ezra just takes like a bunch of the fruit. He was like, hey, I thought you was helping. He was like, hey, nothing free here, pal, type thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's just all about himself up until this point, until he meets the ghost crew and realize, hey, people actually do look out for each other, and that's pretty dope in itself or whatever. And then
Yeah,
and in the process of that, you also meet who is kind of like the person in charge of the that section of Lothal, my man Callus.
yeah.
You
Agent
know,
Callis was definitely just he was catching it, man. Like the
yeah,
Ghost Crew was running circles around this man for the whole
mm,
first season. I
yeah,
mean, just and the thing I like about it too was he ended up like low key like respecting them. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
mm-hmm.
and like having to like respect the Ghost Crew because they was only on a job. Um Another episode I liked a lot. I'm just gonna skip around.
Yeah, definitely.
Another episode I liked a lot was hold on. Was Empire Day. So the Empire Day episode is episode 8, and that's when we find out what happens to Ezra's
Ezra.
parents,
Yeah,
and we have this Rodian Zebo who basically has like information in his brain, and they basically turned him into like a slave labor.
yeah.
And yeah, because they
A
had
human
him,
computer, like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, almost like Lobot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was weird, like because Ezra was so frustrated with like, because he was like, "Yo, I don't have to see parents," and he was like, "Oh, like," but he couldn't express it because
Right.
he was so like mind wiped at the time, and then comes around at the
Hmm.
end, he's able to actually tell him what happened. And Empire Day is just funny because because we see this in the Clone Wars too. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Uh-huh.
fact that the Empire is so full of themselves, they basically made the day they took over as a holiday for themselves, and they make
Yeah.
everybody celebrate the holiday. Like, nah, yo, it was like, man, get out of here, yo. The parade is
Yeah.
here. Y'all gonna be
Parade is
happy.
here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
clap for us, clap for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm the Empire.
Yes.
So that was real funny. And then like throughout the season, you hear like Palpatine's voice in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, join the
Hmm.
Empire. It's real. How can I say this? It's normalizing something that is very very evil. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's almost like making evil mainstream,
Right.
and that was sad, to be honest, to see.
Yeah. So episode I liked was episode 5, Rise of the Old Masters.
Oh
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
at this point, at this point now, Kanan has told Ezra, "Hey, we, you know what I'm saying, you're force sensitive," and Ezra's like, "Yeah, there are certain things I could, you know what I'm saying, where my skills have kept me do this," and so he's telling him he's going to train him and this and that, but not Ezra, but Kanan has his doubts, because he has his doubts of the whole being a master, you know what I'm saying, being a Jedi master, because his master was Jedi Diba Lapa, I believe, or whatever. And she was the one, and we saw in the Bad Batch, first episode of the Bad Batch, what happened to her and how he died. And Kanan was just like a kid, probably about what, about 10, about, let's say about 10, 12 years old at that point,
Yeah,
because it's 14.
he couldn't been no more in like early puberty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He was young. Yeah,
right. So he's like having his insecurities of, training Ezra. Then somehow they find out that the rebels discover an underground transmission that is saying that Jedi Master Luminari Undui has survived Order 66 and is being held prisoner at a high security. And Kanan is like, "Yo, we gotta go save her." And yeah, she could be the one to train you because she was a master. She was on the Jedi Council and like
mm-hmm.
that. And Ezra was just like, "Yo, why you pawning me off on somebody I don't know? You the one that said you was gonna train me, bro. Like, what are we doing here?" Like that. And he was like, "Hey man, no, we need to go." And Hera at the time is thinking like, "Yo, this might be a trap. They're gonna expect us to come." And he's like, "No." So long story short, they end up hijacking the TIE fighter. They get to the base, kind of find out it was a fake. It was like basically it, which is pretty graphic too. Say
Yeah,
you see like a hologram echo of Luminar Enduri, and it goes into like this casket, and you see that she's been dead around the same time as Order 66, or maybe a little after. You can see they basically tortured her to death, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. And they run into a trap, and basically they it's a bunch of hijinks happen. Ezra, he helps out. Kane and Jarrus realize what it is, and what happens is next on, saying they escape, and Hera basically tells Kanan, "Hey man, you need to go ahead and train this kid." And she kind of, like you said, is the voice of reasoning up there. And after they escape, Hera is pleased to see Ezra, and she's pleased to see that Kanan is training Ezra. Also, that episode, you have basically a battle somewhat between Ezra and Zeb, because Ezra feels that Zeb is always hard on him or whatever, and that's just Zeb's nature. You get through the outer layers to get to him. But I really enjoyed that episode as well, with the callback, especially to um, Jedi Master Luminar.
yeah. Another episode I think was like watching it back was a really important episode. Was the
Mm-hmm.
Breaking Ranks episode when he went
Mm,
undercover as a
yeah.
as a cadet. So
Yeah.
Ezra goes undercover as a cadet, and there are some sympathizers there who, I'm saying, not really down with the Empire either. And like it's this
Mm-hmm.
one kid named Zer. He was trying to find
So
his.
brother.
Yeah. Of course, a black guy would not be down with the oppression.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to find his missing sister Dar, and
Mm-hmm.
this other dude Ja, basically who was with him too, and he comes back
Mm-hmm.
around later on because he helps him out with like missions. He's actually part of the rebellion now, and that
Mm-hmm.
whole episode, how he infiltrated, was able to get in there, do what he had to do, on it basically on his own. This is like his, I don't know, his first real mission solo, and
Mm-hmm.
just showing how capable and competent he was. And the thing too, like he caught the attention of the people that was running it. Was like,
Yeah.
we need to get him out because they was gonna recruit him to like, basically probably be an inquisitor or
Be,
something, because they was
yeah.
thinking like that dude may have a force, like he's doing too good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And what's also crazy about the episode is he had been in there for weeks, maybe even months, you know, training in there. Cause it was like, hey man, we don't like this, man. This kid has been in there for a long time. And Kanan's like, hey yo, let him do what we gotta do, so get intel or whatever. So yeah, that was a really good episode, especially how it ended, where they realized that, saying the kid and the black dude and Ezra realized, say, hey, they was on the same side with each other. They was able to get information out, and then they was even able to turn another kid. But the other kid was like, yeah, you turned me, but oops, look what you did. You don't put a target on me and my family's back by the empire. You know what I'm saying, from the empire. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And another
Mm-hmm.
cool, just dealing with Ezra, like we see the
Mm-hmm.
beginnings of his force relation with animals.
Yes.
There's
Mm-hmm.
an episode where called Gathering Forces, episode 9, where
Mm-hmm.
Sabine and Hera go to this random planet that gets fuel, and there's this like these wings. They like look like flying stingrays. They're called Phrynox, which is a stupid name, Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. These flying stingrays are trying to attack them, right? And they're like they don't like sunlight. And that's like the
Mm-hmm.
premise of the whole episode. But the episode after that, he basically uses those things to attack somebody else. So
Mm-hmm.
Ezra being able to kind of like commune with animals becomes a
Mm-hmm.
very important force device throughout the entire series.
Yeah, I think that special is called Force Beast Control or something like that. Also in that same episode, you see where Hera and Sabine start to have some conflict, because Sabine and Ezra are basically the same age. She might be
Like
or
a
two
year or two older,
a
maybe.
year or
If
two
not,
older, but
yeah.
right. And she's like, so they know that Hera has like an inside person, which is Fulcrum or whatever. She
Fulcrum, yeah.
knows Fulcrum. And that person is the one who's giving out information, passing out information to them. And that's, I'm saying, who Hera's getting a lot of her orders from. You also saw this earlier in the season, the droid episode, where you saw good old CP3PO and R2D2, and you saw Bail Organa, but he didn't let them know who he was, but he was part of the Fulcrum thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Sabine whole thing was, she was like, hey, I want to meet Fulcrum. I need to be, I'm not just a kid. I want to be put more into this. And Hera's like, no, it's all good. I'm the only one. And she really is the only person on the crew, on the Ghost crew, that, what I'm saying, has commune with Fulcrum. And Sabine feels left out, and she just feels like, hey, I think I should be more part of it, saying, of the missions, and some more information to be told. And she was like, listen, you know what you need to know. So that episode was also a good character development between them, having them to work out their problems and work together.
Yeah, because she was mad. Yo,
Yeah.
Sabine was really getting like yo, like wow, hot stuff for
She
me,
was acting
yo.
like a teenager. She was acting like a teenager.
Definitely, like a
Definitely teenager.
very angsty.
Mm-hmm.
Another like another one was when like the last couple episodes when they end up trapping Kanan and they got him.
Shout out to Grand. Shout out to Grand Moff Tarkin and his arrogant ass as well on this thing.
Oh, definitely. He definitely
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, we got him, detained him, and then we'll take him into Mustafar."
Of all, yeah. So here's the thing that's crazy about Grand Moff Tarkin. So the Empire starts to notice that hey, it's some crap going on here on Lothal, and it shouldn't be this much problem on Lothal with this little ragtag, you know what I'm saying, team of rebels. It shouldn't be this problem. And they send Grand Moff Tarkin there to be like, hey man, go investigate, find out the hell's going on. And
Mm-hmm.
so Grand Moff gets there, and I can't think of that one chick name. You know I'm talking about, that one chick who's like super.
To my Governor Price.
Yeah, Price. She's super duper like, oh, Empire, this and that and everything. Oh, it's so great to have you here. Great. And then Callus meet with Tarkin, and Tarkin is like, eh. So like, what the hell is going on here? Like, shouldn't be having. He's basically like, you let these guerrilla war people who fighting us with pitchforks and rocks like give y'all this much problem. And Callus is like, look here, man, they got a Jedi, bro. Like it ain't as simple as you think. And these guys, even though they are rebels, they are well, I'm saying, well resourced,
Mm-hmm.
and they have good tactics as well. And Tarkin arrives, and he also starts to chastise the Grand Inquisitor, who had came earlier to that base because he found out that that the Jedi was there. And the Grand Inquisitor is sitting there like, yo, like, come on, man. Like, Tarkin is the only person in the Star Wars lore who has enough power to basically, in a nutshell, hold Darth Vader and hold Grand Inquisitor, like people with force powers, and they know not to mess with Tarkin because they know that Palpatine is going to dig in their tails if they do, you know, get started with Grand Moff Tarkin. So,
Yeah.
so a whole plan starts where the Ghost Crew is going to transmit a signal of truth, because what happened was during the season, they were getting these signals from this other guy who's like, I am Senator on the run. Oh, and they was like, oh my God, this is a thing of hope. This is great. Come to find out that dude was trash, and he basically worked for the Empire to,
Yeah, he was a
like,
spy the whole
a
time.
spy the whole time. So they basically smacked him around, and then
It was
they
like
was
your
like, hey
boy that
man,
that infiltrated on the Black Panthers.
yeah, right, yeah, the Black Panthers or whatever. So they was like, hey man, it was like, hey man, so what you gonna do here? And they was like, yo, we need to start Brock. Ezra was like, yo, I don't want to be a part of this. That's how my mom and dad got caught and they got killed, you know what I'm saying, and everything. And so they finally decided to make it happen. They catch, what I'm saying, and Ezra has always preached like, hey, the mission is the most important thing. It's big one, the mission is bigger than one person,
Yeah.
and he basically sacrificed himself to, what I'm saying, to be captured by Grand Moff Tarkin, Callus, and the Grand, and the Grand Inquisitor, even though they, the Ghost Crew didn't want to do it. And Hera had to make that decision, even though, that's her man, you know what I'm saying, for the
Uh-huh.
most part. So what ends up happening from there is it's a it's a heist. It's almost like an Ocean's 11 heist type thing to try to find out first where Kanan Jarrus is, to find out where Kanan Jarrus is, and then two, how to, how to rescue him, because Hera was like, hey, that's not part of the mission. Fulcrum gave us our mission and told us, Kanan knew what he was doing getting in this, and that's just, that's just what it is. So, of course, Ezra, it breaks the rules, and they take the little mini ship that's part of the ghost
Yeah.
ship, which is
The
which is
shadow.
the Phantom.
The Phantom? The
Phantom, I
shadow?
think it's Phantom.
Phantom. All right.
Phantom, ghost related, Phantom. And they find out that, that Kanan Jarrus is going towards Mustafar. This is where you see psychopath Chopper gets upset, because they abduct, because that transmission tower got destroyed, they abduct a droid that's a courier that they send up to the main space station. They find, you know what I'm saying, Chopper is basically gets upset that they captured this courier droid. The courier droid helps the actual ghost crew. Chopper Tail gets jealous and kicks the dude out the ghost ship. It's like, hey, get out of here. So Chopper's a psychopath. So when they finally get to Mustafar and they come up with a plan, you know, it's not even on Mustafar. It's on one of the space on ships, that Star Destroyers surrounding Mustafar. They Ezra uses the Force to find out which one Kanan is on. They find Kanan, and they set a bunch of little booby traps and stuff like that and distractions. They find Kanan, and Ezra finds Kanan, and then what happens? The Grand Inquisitor shows up, and then you basically have a battle between the Grand Inquisitor, Kanan Jarrus, and Ezra Bridger. And also early in the season, Ezra created his own lightsaber, which is kind of a lightsaber slash gun lightsaber.
Yeah, it's kind of dope.
And it was dope. And I loved how Ezra actually, no, excuse me, Kanan didn't have his lightsaber because the Grand Inquisitor had it, and he used both the gun and lightsaber like at the same time during the battle. And you see Ezra like, yo, why didn't I ever think of like, you know, use it like, because he was only using them one at a time. And in the process of everything going on, Chopper like basically takes the shuttle that they had and contacts Fulcrum to be like, hey, the boys are in trouble. We need some help. And make a long story short, Kanan, Jarrus, and Ezra, they defeat the Grand Inquisitor. The Grand Inquisitor like hanging off the side of a ledge. They destroy the reactor on the ship, and he's like, you know what? Death is better than dealing with some things. And he basically sacrifices and kills himself because he's like, yo, I'd rather die than have to deal with what's about to come out. What's about to come out to deal with Vader and Palpatine. So the Grand Inquisitor dies. The ghost crew gets off the ship, get off the destroyer that's flying, just kind of destroyed it. But also you see some more ships come in, and they're helping them, and they're like, yo, who are these people? And because they thought they were the only rebel sail. Kind of find out it's multiple rebel sails, and these guys helped out. And you know, saying they was like, well, who's flying the Ghost? Because the Ghost was left kind of like off in orbit a little bit. They get back on the Ghost ship, and kind of find out good old Ahsoka Tano, who's probably like about 24 or so years old. Let's say she's about 30 maybe. Anywhere from 20.
Let's say she's about 30.
She's about 30 years old, comes down, and it's like, yo, I'm Fulcrum. What's good? Yeah, so y'all know what it is, and we about to get this going.
Yeah, because it was her, and it was Bill Organa was there.
Right.
So that kind of to them that he reveals to the Ghost, like, yo, like I'm really about that life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is what it is. Yeah. And then like
I'm funding this whole operation here.
You know? I'm the money man. I'm Luthen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. I mean, pretty much he is.
Yeah.
So and then the season ends. When you see that, the next thing you know, coming to Lothal, you know, said what happens? Damn it!
Yes. Oh yeah. Kallus. So Tarkin introduces Agent Kallus to Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? Who's essentially taking Inquisitor's place to find the Jedi, and that's a real good leading into season 2. And yo, like season 1 was real fun watching again. And the good thing about this series, like it really. There's a good. I'm tired of being frozen today. There's a good elevation of as my hand goes up in the up angle. You ain't gotta mock me. You know what I'm saying? but this show definitely like it keeps increasing in writing and value and also importance. And the thing that I like about the first season is when they start calling stuff back in like the second, third, or fourth season. Some of the best callbacks of people that we didn't even mention, like Vizago, the other weird dude, like the dude that was with Vizago, he was selling the guns to, like that dude. And then we get of course
also shout out to our daddy, Lando
Yeah,
was in
Lando was in
was
that
in the,
joint
yeah,
being real googly eye with Hera. They was not feeling
yeah,
him. They was not feeling him at
yeah,
all, yo. And
yeah,
then of course, our boy Hondo Anaka, he shows up
yeah,
too, which like I don't know, that's Ezra's whole Ezra love Hondo for some reason.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
nah,
I
man.
mean,
Other than that, yo, that's pretty much season one.
yeah. See, that's yeah, season one in a nutshell, and yeah, man, like I said, great, what I'm saying, like I know a lot of people were when they heard about the show Rebels coming out, they kind of was like, they're just trying to live off the, glory that, Clone Wars was. And by the way, this came out before the final season of Clone Wars too. So this is what makes it even, what I'm saying, even more crazy.
Yeah, because
And
this was
like I
during
said,
that, because you didn't know, during that transition time when Disney bought Star
mm-hmm,
Wars. So
yeah,
a lot of people was mad because Disney was like, yeah, we about to change, we about to mix up canon and not. So a lot of people
mm-hmm,
saw like, oh man, is the Clone Wars still gonna be canon? It was like, yeah, it is, but we're not
mm-hmm,
making this season of Clone Wars yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty
right,
sure it was some contractual stuff with Cartoon Network
mm-hmm,
that they had to let go. But of course they did make season seven, like 2020. We saw it
yeah,
this
yeah,
pandemic
yeah, yeah,
time.
like
And then and
2020,
yeah,
21,
yeah,
yeah,
and that season seven, woo boy.
fantastic,
Mm,
fantastic.
great. But yeah,
8 episodes of greatness.
sir, sir.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's really it for this one. You got anything else?
No, man. Like I said, we like you said, we're doing this review of Rebels, leading up into Ahsoka. And basically we're doing this review because seriously, Ahsoka is basically going to be season 5 of, what I'm saying, Rebels, man. So, I mean,
I'm
live
just
action version of
saying,
Rebels.
like
Because we
after
already saw Zeb in live action in the Mandalorian, and of course we saw Ahsoka live action going back to, what I'm saying, season 1 of season 1, 2 of Mandalorian or whatever. So
yeah, Sabine
great.
is basically the major focus of
Mm-hmm.
the trailer outside of Ahsoka, and then on
Mm-hmm.
the official trailer we see an image of Ezra Bridger. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, it's gonna be, and we see Chopper, so it's definitely Rebel
Right.
season 5, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna stay in this state of suspended animation. I will see you guys on the next one. We're gonna be
Yes, yeah.
reviewing They Clone Tyrone, trying to give you a little bit of time to watch it. And then we'll
Yes.
drop a review on that probably like I don't know what, next Monday, I guess.
Next Monday or so, and
Monday
then
sounds good.
by
It's
and then probably next Wednesday we can do
we'll do these on every
another one.
Wednesday just to keep it
Yeah.
concurrent with the actual season with the series. But
Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
so we got until next time, man. Sorry for the camera problems today. Peace.
And no problem, man. Peace out, y'all.